104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. A good friend of the show, UAlbany men's basketball coach Will Brown joins us right now. Will, we haven't spoke to you since the Hartford game. What exactly happened? Did Hartford just play out of their minds?
Well, I think it was really a combination of things. I thought, for sure Hartford played as well as they have all year. They shot 9 of 12 from 3 in the first half. Some of that, were our breakdowns, but you still got to make the shot. And I thought them shooting 9 for 12 from 3, and then we shot 28% from the floor in the first half and had 8 turnovers. When you're not making shots and shooting poorly, you need to get as many shots as you can. And, so those 8 turnovers hurt us as well. And, they played us probably, the way I would have played us all year long. I would have tempo pressed us and then packed it in, sat in the zone, and dared us to shoot the ball from the perimeter. Consistently, we're probably not going to make enough threes to beat you. We can have a good night here and there, but that was probably our Achilles heel, just consistent perimeter shooting, and that's a main reason why we were third in the nation in free throws attempted, third in free throws made, and top 10 nationally in free throw percentage, because we knew who we were, and we played to our strengths. And what their zone packed in did to us, it took away the driving lanes, it kept us off the free throw line, and we settled for some jumpers, and then we were forced into taking some jumpers. And the problem is we didn't make them. I mean, we shot 6 for 27, I think, from 3. That's probably 10 to 11 threes more than we'd like to take on a given night. But for the way they were playing us, for us to be able to score, we had to knock down some of those jump shots. So we had to be willing to take maybe a few more than we would like. And then if we were able to knock a couple down, that would soften up the defense, open some driving lanes for us. But it's unfortunate. It just wasn't meant to be. I'm not going to let that one game, define our season. I mean, we are 24-8, and we did a lot of good things this year. It's just the timing of that game. I think is very difficult for us, because our expectations that we had for this team and the expectation the guys had for themselves, I think we're through the roof. So disappointing to say the least, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Hartford set the tone early and often in that game and played tremendous basketball, played to their strengths, and they beat us.
Coach, so no NCAA tournament this year, but what's next? From everything you've said, the season is not over for you guys.
No, I mean, we have 3 potential opportunities on the table. The CBI, the CIT, and then the new event, the Las Vegas Invitational.
Oh, really?
And, we've got to, figure out in the next couple of days where we want to go, what the goal is here with the postseason. And, we start practice again on Wednesday. The CIT and the CBI start Monday and Tuesday. The Las Vegas Invitational doesn't start until March 26th. And it's like survival week. They play the tournament one game right after the other. It's like 4 or 5 days in a row out in Vegas. You win, you play the next day. So, we've got 3 pretty good options, and just got to figure out, how we want to attack this postseason, and that'll be determined, hopefully by Wednesday at the latest.
Great Danes coach Will Brown right here on 104.5 The Team. No chance for the NIT, or maybe an outside?
I don't think so. I think just for the fact that I believe in 3 conference tournaments already, the 8 seed beat the 1 seed in the first round. So those 1 seeds now have those guaranteed NIT bids locked up. So by those, the regular season champions not advancing and winning and getting to the NCAAs, they take NIT bids away from other potential teams. So, being a realist like I am, I think we're on the outside looking in for sure in regards to the NIT. I think if we would have gotten to the tournament final, and if we weren't fortunate enough to win it, I think that would have been enough for us to get an NIT bid possibly. But losing in the quarters like we did to Hartford, I think that knocks us out of conversation, just in my opinion. I definitely don't have it all figured out, but that would be my mindset right now.
Coach, usually Levac likes to take us off basketball, but now I'm going to do it. UFC this weekend. Were you shocked by what transpired?
Oh yeah, no, I was. I think that's that's the one thing that kept me going this weekend was knowing that the UFC was on. I was definitely surprised. I mean, I thought the fight stunk up until the two main event fights. But I was surprised by the women's fight because I thought that Holm was going to win it, and she was up on points, and she should have just danced for the last couple of minutes, and she had that fight won, and she got beat. And then I shouldn't say I'm actually surprised. I thought if McGregor was going to win, it would be via first-round knockout because, when I saw the weigh-in and I saw the size difference between the two of those guys, and that Diaz was actually smiling as McGregor hit him over and over and over in the face in the first round. Diaz's face looked like shot meat in the first round, and he's just smiling. And I think that's when I realized, hey, a 30-pound weight difference, that's what happens, man. Those shots that he hit Diaz with, those featherweights at 145 would have been asleep. And, I just think he took on a little more than he was ready for. And let's face it, Diaz is a good fighter.
Coach, we got John Jones returning UFC 197 to take on Daniel Cormier in their second fight. Is Jones now the unbeatable athlete in the UFC?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody in that sport's unbeatable just because it takes one punch, one kick, one choke. I mean, I was just talking to somebody, they all know around here that I love the UFC, so I had somebody from our administration come over who watched, who's a big, an Irish guy who's a big McGregor fan, and, he came over and was talking to me this morning, and that's what we were laughing about. These guys are so skilled, so dangerous. I don't know if anybody's safe. I think Jones is tremendous. I don't see him losing to Cormier, but I think 197 is going to be a lot better than 196 because of the other fights on the card as well. Weidman and Rockhold and those guys. So, like I said, I think Jones is outstanding. I think he's the best there is right now. And I still think McGregor's great. I just, at 145, he's dominant. I just think it's crazy, to go up. And he didn't even ask Diaz to cut weight. He's like, nah, he's 170 right now. Yeah, I'll fight him at 170. When you're that little guy, man, make him lose another 10 pounds. Make him suffer for 10 days so he comes into the fight a little weak. But, McGregor panicked. The last place you want to go to against Diaz is on the ground. And that's the last place McGregor wants to be against anybody, I think.
Coach Will Brown of the Great Danes with us right now, 104.5 The Team. Got to ask you about crosstown rival Siena. Are you shocked they lost to Iona?
I'm not shocked just because of how good Iona is. I thought Siena had a hell of a year. I thought that there was a great chance they would win that game because I think Siena's front court at the mid-major level is as good as any mid-major in the country when Long's a power forward, because then you have Ogiemi, Bisping, and now you throw Long in there. Those are three really talented guys in a front court. It's hard to get one good front court player. So I thought Siena had a good shot to win it, especially with the home crowd. And then when I saw they got Washington in foul trouble, I think he played only 4 minutes, and Washington's a stud, and Iona's not deep up front. But Siena had a great chance, and I thought if they could get through Iona, they would win the whole thing. My wife and I were actually going to go to the game tonight if Siena won. We had promised my former player, Lucius Jordan, who's an assistant over there, that we would come and support him. And obviously Jimmy and Michelle, because we've got great relationships with them, but Lou had asked us if we'd come. So I think they'll be the heavy favorite to win the MAC next year. And Jimmy's done an unbelievable job of really bringing that program back to life, and I think they're going to be good for years to come. And I have no problem saying it. I like good basketball. I like watching good teams, and I've always said there's no reason why we can't have two really good teams in this area and have a healthy rivalry. And like I said, they'll continue to play in the postseason, which I think is great, well deserved, and we'll get an opportunity to play So it's good. You have two teams in the area that are going to be playing in the postseason. I think both of us, wanted to play in the NCAA tournament, but it wasn't meant to be for either of us this year.
Coach, that's the one thing I think I love the most is Jimmy talked to us, and I heard multiple interviews after the Hartford game, and all he kept saying was, Will Brown is the better coach. Will Brown, I was just sure Will Brown was going to outcoach, and then to hear you speak about Patsos and the Siena program, I love the mutual respect that UAlbany and Siena have for each other.
Well, Jimmy and I like to joke all the time, about it. I think he and I, get it to a certain extent. I just think for some reason the fans of both programs, whatever the reason is, I think they love to put down the other program, and I get it. There's one day every year that they want to beat us. They want to beat us and talk trash, and we want to beat them and talk trash. And I mean the fans. But for the rest of the year, just who cares whose program might be better or is better or what league we're in? Root for both teams to do well, except for one time a year. I mean, that just makes sense to me, but I know negativity is so easy from so many people out there. Squash the negativity. You got two programs that I think are successful, that are doing things the right way, two coaches that respect each other, and let's just move forward and hope for the best for both programs. But that would require too much common sense, guys.
Yeah, we don't like that around here, Coach. That
no.
Right
That's
over
why
my head.
I thought I was coming on to strictly talk UFC, and now I'm getting asked about basketball for some reason.
All right, we only have one more hoops question, and then whatever you want.
Oh, you got it.
Will, so in 1 hour, we're talking to Matt Painter, who's the head basketball coach at Purdue, and he's working in the Leah or the Infinity Coaches Challenge to try to raise money and raise awareness for Niemann-Pick type C, which is a disease that affects J.P. Hansinger. How important is it now for the Capital Region to go get behind Coach Painter in support of that cause?
I think it's huge. I've tried to rig the ballot somehow on my computer. I just can't do it. I can only get one vote in a day. I think it's huge. J.P. Hansinger is obviously very close with our program and our lacrosse program as well. Jay and Donna and Molly Hansinger, I mean, just a wonderful family. And, a lot of people don't know about Niemann-Pick type C, which is basically children's Alzheimer's. And, J.P. is such a fighter, such a tough kid. And, I think we have an opportunity to make a difference. And, I hopefully everybody that's listening to your show, and I know that's millions and millions of people.
Thank you.
I hope they all, after you listen to Matt Painter, you go online and you vote, and you keep voting each day until the voting is closed. And, hopefully we can make a push for Matt Painter, which has an impact on JP and his family and rare disease, in general. So, I appreciate what you guys are doing by getting Coach Painter on. His team's having a tremendous year, and, he's doing some great things off the court, as evidenced by, right here, what he's doing right now. And, hopefully we can continue to help the Hansingers, JP, and the thousands or millions of other families that are dealing with, rare disease and situations like this, it's unfortunate.
Coach Will Brown of the UAlbany Great Danes. Now, Coach, I just had this idea, and before it dies of loneliness, I want to try and sell it to you. A viewing party for UFC 197 where we raise money to help JP.
You know what? That's a pretty good idea. Maybe I can do that at my house. Can you guys work out of my house?
You got a phone line? We can do anything.
You know what? That's a good call. The next one we got up is a big one. It's UFC 147. Only problem with that is these fights don't start until 10 o'clock at night.
Yes, that's why I was thinking we go somewhere else, and that way you don't have to clean up.
Yeah, well, because my wife can't stand the UFC, so she might. She might want me to send her someplace for a long weekend, but it's something I would definitely be interested in doing. And if you actually do it somewhere else, then, you want me to be involved and to help, let me know. I'd love it. We got to legalize it in New York State. We got to get it down at the Times Union Center, We got to get the notorious one down at the TU Center.
That would be I think that would be probably the most fun I've had there, aside from when you guys play Siena.
Yeah, shoot, I think, I'd be shocked if you didn't sell it out.
I agree. Coach Will Brown, thanks so much for making time, and if it's all right with you, we'll bug you a little bit during the offseason, and especially after we find out where you're landing for your tournament.
Whatever you guys need, don't hesitate to reach out.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.